Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media, and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
Drop it.
Welcome back to another edition of the Ball Don't Lie podcast. We are in episode 3 already this year. Small. We're in week 3 in the NFL season.
Yeah.
We're cooking right along. Again, I'm Ted, one of our hosts. I'm here with Smule as always. We got Ship producing for us in the background again, but welcome back, bud.
Yeah, man. Another week in the books.
We took a little beating last week.
Yeah, to retouch on that, I even said it beforehand. I said, guys, this week it's going to be ugly. You plug your nose. Actually, it's been my type of NFL season. Every dog of 6 or more has covered.
Crazy.
Every dog of 6 or more has covered. And that's my bread and butter. You just blindly back them.
Well, a little recap of what we had last week. I flipped sides. I went 4-1 week 1. I went 1-4 last week. I took Florida State last week for my college play just because I just feel like it has to be there. And boy, oh boy, there's some trouble there, bud.
Yeah.
Down too. So it puts me at 5-5 in the season, 0-2 for my college plays. I had you going 3-4 last week, getting you to 4-8 in the season. And then you missed Nevada too, as they laid a goose egg.
Bad
points. It was pretty bad there. So
horrible effort.
1-1 for in the season there too.
Yeah.
And we just didn't put our plays together well enough. We went 1-4 in our circa as well, putting us to 4-6 in the season there. And I think Chris actually, he didn't mix and match that well. I think he went 1-3, if I remember correct, with his plays. He was taking off.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's doing his 4. Yeah.
And I just need to start putting my Drew's here already. Yay. I need to start playing my Thursday plays. I'm 3-0 in the season and playing Thursday night football. I have made some nice little coin. Last night again.
Yeah, you had the Bills last week. That was a good one too.
Yeah, I had the under last night as well. That all got home. It went pretty good. I was 3 straight. One team to score 3 possessions or to score 3 times in a row was my one leg of my 8-legger that didn't hit, and it was the missed field goal by the Jets before halftime where it would have hit. But
crazy.
Rodgers looked good, but let's not look. The Patriots are not very good. Like they're just not very good.
This NFL season has me fooled, man. I don't know who's good and who's bad.
Well, I'm going to lean into some of my preseason thoughts again for one more week and reserve the right to not completely change my mind.
I threw them all out the window. Mine are
until
done.
Next week. Not all of them. I'm going to get to one of them that we were correct on. I think we need to go right back to the well again on them this week, and we'll get to that later. And I guarantee you we have the same play. I guarantee you both have the same play.
No.
I'm so certain on it. I'm going to write it by our circa picks over here right now. Because there's just no way you don't have this play in your card.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Now I'm curious.
No,
right.
it's going to be.
Okay, fair. All right.
So, with that said, again, thanks again to our sponsors at Green Beret Realty and Revelton Distilling Company. Again, we are at Three Beards Media Podcast. Ball Don't Lie, Season 5, E3. This is our week, baby. We're getting back on the trail. You can't whine or pout. Just got to keep plugging away.
No, keep plugging.
So I'm going to get right into it. The one I think needs to be on both of our cards.
Okay.
And I can't hold it in anymore.
Okay, fair. Let's go.
Kyler Murray is matured. He is throwing the ball more accurately than has his entire career, and he's still elusive. He's still only 26 years old. We both like them preseason.
Yep.
They are 3-point dogs at home. They're not only going to cover against Detroit, they're going to win outright.
Play number 1. Mark it down.
I told you.
Yeah.
I knew this would be on your card. You're giving me, and I've seen it at 3.5 some places too. I'm seeing it everywhere at 3 right now. I think it's 3 on Circa's plays too. But dude, I'm telling you that this new offense there too, he's settled in there. And that offense is going to be elusive. Now, are they going to be able to stop? I don't know what the over-under is in that game. I should look. There's going to be a bunch of points scored. But the Cardinals are going to score in Detroit. For
sure. I completely agree. This is the one that I regret not like sticking to the guns last week because I liked Arizona quite a bit. And I was like, man, I just think the Rams injuries, and it was over in the first quarter.
You did take them last week. That was one of your wins last week.
Yeah.
We should have put them on the Circa card.
I think too, also what people are forgetting is based upon how good the Bills have looked, the Cardinals really blew that game week 1.
The Cardinals should have won the football game.
Correct.
And they had to kind of wheel and deal to cover at the end, but
and if you think about it, so if that's the case, I mean, just, if you play the what if scenario in terms of the Vegas mind, like if they do win that game, they're favored in this game. And so I'm completely on board. I just think the Lions, I don't know. I still like the team, but man, this
isn't that big of a knock on Detroit. It's just a bad spot from Detroit's going to be fine. This is just the Cardinals at home getting points. Give it to me. I'm not even sure who I wouldn't take them with against it right now.
I agree. And typically the books are always kind of slow to adjust on teams that they aren't like high on entering the season. I mean, it does feel like maybe a tad adjustment, but I think the Cardinals, to what we have said, are a lot better than what people are thinking.
That's actually a great Ship just sent over. The over-under of the game is 51.5. That's a pretty good line because I kind of had 28-24 in my head for a final. So I would lean towards the over, but that's a pretty good line there. If it was in the 40s, I would have definitely hammered it, but I still would lean the over with that point total. But, yeah, there's going to be points scored.
So, they've adjusted to that, Matt.
Play number 1. We got it.
Play 1. Easy.
What do you got, bud?
All right, let's see. I'm going to start with – I always go my morning way first. I'm going back to the well. You will not like it. That's fine.
Don't say Denver.
No. Okay, Giants plus 6.5.
What are you doing?
So
quit them.
This is another shot. However, so I had another. You ready for another stat? So week 1.
You're just disgusting, dude.
I am. I love torture. So week 1, I had a first time in NFL history with the Titans non-cover. A 4-point dog up by 17 or more it was first time NFL that they do not cover the game. Last week, I had another first. The Giants, first team ever to score 3 offensive touchdowns, not allow on defense an offensive touchdown, and lose the game outright. First time ever. I'm 2 for 2 and first time evers this year. You can't even make it up. Their kicker gets hurt on the opening kick. They have to go for 4th down the whole game. They outplayed the Commanders so bad. Going for 2, they failed every time. I actually think the Giants are better than what people think. But
we're going to agree to disagree there. But the reason I think this has a chance to hit is, dude, I just don't know if Deshaun Watson can play football anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean,
their offensive line's pretty beat up. I don't even know is Foreman going to be carrying the ball again.
Yeah, I mean, look, the total here it's correlated. It's 38.5. That
is so low for an NFL game. You never see totals in the 30s ever.
And I mean, so if that's saying like, are the Browns really going to blow them out? I don't know. I like
13-7 and you cover.
Yeah, right. So I don't know. I'm just shocked that it was that high.
There's no way you're talking me into putting this under.
That's fine. I know it's ugly.
The Giants are dead to me until proven otherwise. They are a team that needs to prove me something before they're ever being a card. Denver's on that list too.
Sure, fair enough. Although the interesting thing is, be careful. Here's a funny trend I heard. I stole this. I don't remember. I listened to something this week. Teams that are 0-2 in week 3 cover like 63% of the time in the last 10 years.
Well, then let's just lead right into my next play here
Okay, perfect.
because here's why this has to happen, because this is just too good of a football team. They should have won the opening game of the season. They should have beat Kansas City. They're out by a toe. You had a big letdown last week off of that too. The Ravens are a really good football team. Look, you lost some coordinators and some players over to his brother. I get it. Dallas had an embarrassing loss last week. They did. The Saints are probably a little better than we expected, but Dallas isn't that bad either. That was just a throw that game out for both teams. The Saints are not that good. Dallas is not that bad. The difference here is in the Ravens division, they cannot start 0-3 or their season is over. They cannot recover from that. Their schedule is too hard. Dallas can go 1-2, and it's all on the table for them. They're going to play the Giants and Washington twice. The Dallas' schedule is good enough to get to 10 wins if they need to. It's not hit oh my God. The Ravens their season is dead if they don't win. They're 1-point favorites at Dallas. I am taking the Ravens because it is a do or die for them, and I think they're just too good of a program to start the season 0-3.
Yeah, I mean, I get the way. I don't know. Baltimore's goofy to me. I don't know. I feel like something's up with that team.
We're gonna find out, because if they're 0-3, it's done.
Yeah. I'm gonna lay it with the Titans. This is one of my favorites for the week.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I talked about week 1, kind of had a misleading final there. They're another 0-2 team. And the fact that Green Bay looked really well against the Colts last week is playing a role in this with Malik starting. It's fake news that Jordan Love is.
He's not playing this week.
No.
I think he's going to play the next week, though.
Yeah. So, the Titans, and they played the Jets really tough last week. That doesn't look that bad now compared to what we just saw with the Jets do last night.
No, for sure. For me, it's tough seeing them as a favorite at all right now.
Yeah, I get it. I think it does stink like that. I mean, I hate seeing him in the favorite role, but I just think it's a good matchup. That defensive line for Tennessee's nasty. Green Bay is not a passing team by any stretch of the imagination currently. I just think Titans defense holds it together. Who'd Malik get traded from or released from?
True.
Tennessee.
I didn't even think about that.
Tennessee. Who the coaches know who the other quarterback is here. So
for me, somebody talked about it today too or maybe it was on Thursday on some program I was listening to. The Titans are going to be a little like tough out. They're going to be. I don't know if they're going to win a lot of games this year. You might miss your playoff pick. I don't know what's going to happen, but I can see your point though on them being just a really, really tough out and being a pain in the ass to people all year long.
Yeah, right.
And stealing some games they're not supposed to either. And this could be one if you expect Green Bay to be, what they're supposed to be. Well, I guess you did. This kind of plays in your preseason picks. You were down on Green Bay and you were up on the Titans. So this is see, you're not giving up on everything yet either.
Yeah, that's true. Well, this is more because also the Malik Willis factor.
Sure.
But
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to go back to my preseason plays, too. I had to be down on the Bears, and I was up on the Colts, and the Colts can't start 0-3 either, so we're sticking right with it, too.
All right.
I had the Colts making the playoffs and win the division. We're sticking – I didn't even know your stat about the 0-2 stuff until now, but we're going to keep playing along that. So I'm the Colts -1 at home for Chicago.
Okay, so at this pace, we might have all 5 plays be 0-2 teams.
Wow. No, the Cardinals aren't.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, yeah, dang. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's fair. I actually like this Bears team. I picked them in the playoffs.
I know you did.
I do like him. They defensively, I think they're pretty. I mean, that was an impressive defensive performance last Sunday night.
I think they're fine defensively too, but they're awful. That offensive line is so they have nothing. They can't run the ball right now. Now look. Caleb's taking probably too much of the blame right now. He still is a rookie. We kind of just saw this going to happen with him a little bit anyway. But
he's
that
holding on to it
offensive
too
line
long.
is so bad.
They are bad. I mean, they're bad. I just don't. I think the windows aren't the USC windows, and he doesn't trust it right now.
He's seeing ghosts for probably the first time in his career.
Yeah. So I think he's going to be fine going forward. I think the Bears are going to be fine going forward. I do agree with you. Like, this is probably the only thing that scares me here is that Colts defense is so putrid that actually Caleb might have his coming out party.
They actually, and I got to check. I thought I saw something about DeForest Bunker maybe going on.
Yeah, he's out.
He's like for maybe like a long time. Like
Yeah.
out. So we'll see. But if we think the Texans are good, I mean, the Colts probably should have won that game in week 1.
I agree. Yeah, and I don't hate your thought process here. I really don't. I can 100% be convinced in playing this as well. So I do not hate that pick at all.
Sounds like they maybe are going to make our circle.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm going to go with, let's see, we were talking about that. So I don't know. I can't believe it, but I'll just take the Eagles +3.
This is our for sure second play on the circuit.
Okay. Look, Saints are scored like 700 points the first 2 weeks. Good for them. Here, okay, what people don't understand, and maybe I'm walking into it. Maybe the Saints are Super Bowl bound. I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe Derek Carr is Joe Montana. I have no idea.
He's not.
But the Saints were favored by 4 week 1 over Carolina, and now they're favored by 3 over a team last week was a top 5 team in the league.
And look, the Eagles should have won last week.
Correct.
Run the ball, do the sneak twice.
Yes.
Worst case scenario, they get the ball. Cousins has to go 95 yards in 35 seconds.
Yeah.
Like they did everything. I get it. Saquon catch the ball, but it was a horrible. Don't throw the ball. The only thing you can't do is put the ball in the air there. That's the only thing you can't do. Is put the ball in the air, put the ball on the ground. 2 things you can't do, and they did.
Correct. I think we get a very hungry Eagles team after that.
I just think we're getting such value here.
I agree.
Like I don't like. I honestly think the wrong team should be. If this game was a week ago, these spreads are probably flipped.
Oh, for sure, 100%. But that's what scares me about it. It's like, are the Saints just? I don't know. But
we're gonna see if the Saints come out and put it to Philly, because I was high on Philly this year too.
Yeah.
Well, a couple things. Sirianni's his seat is sizzling anyway.
Yeah.
But I really do think this is a play where, and Drew Shipley saying AJ Brown being out changed the dynamic. I agree with that, but boy, oh boy, I just think they're gonna be able to run the ball with the Saints. I really do.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't. The Saints look. Carolina's defense is just awful. Yeah. So,
and honestly, maybe Dallas's is too.
Yeah, I agree. No, Dallas isn't even. They're not even top 10. They're not top 15. They're not.
Well, I mean, they was like 44. I mean, it was a beat again, though.
Yeah.
The Saints aren't that good. The Cowboys aren't that bad.
Correct. Yeah, 100%.
But that's what happened last week. So.
Right.
No, I'm with you. The Eagles. Making a play too. Well, why don't I tell you what? Why don't we sit on this one a little bit too? Sounds like I've got probably 3 of our circle plays here. I got to sit in this last pick, so I might change my mind. So while I sit and stew on it, why don't we throw it over to Ship and hear a word from our sponsors real quick.
In 2023, a crack Green Beret named Dan Douglas retired his military command and promptly escaped to a full-time career in real estate. Today, this man is wanted by home buyers and sellers who want to survive the process without spending a fortune. If you have a home to sell or want to buy one, maybe you can hire Dan Douglas at Green Beret Realty. You can find him at greenberetrealty.com. greenberetrealty.com. Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa born, Iowa aged, Iowa bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com.
Welcome back to the Ball Don't Lie podcast, and we are broadcasted live from the AKC Marketing Andrew Downs studio. And while on that topic, do not forget to go check out our Ball Don't Lie merch. It is in your quick link for that is probably to head over to the Three Beards Twitter account. There'll be a link put on there, but there's all kinds of cool stuff and not just a Ball Don't Lie, all your favorite Three Beards media podcasts. Get in there, check it out, cash that ticket. Why not, man? They do a good job. We've done a couple stuff with Andrew now too. So if you're also looking to get some merch done, hit up Andrew Downs. He's a voice from the radio. He did some good work for me in my golf tournament. I know he did some stuff for Katie and her Solheim tournament as well. So thanks again to all our sponsors with AKC and Green Beret Realty and Revelton Distilling Company. All right, bud, back at it. Yep. So far, I got 3 plays from you, and I believe 3 from me as well. No, 4 plays from me, not 2. So I have 1 play left. I'm gonna do it, but I want to hear from you. I'm sure you got a couple more than 3.
I do. I mean, I'm bored. I could just keep on picking. But all right, I'm curious on where I actually we're gonna have an agreement, and I have 2 for sure and borderline 3, and I know you're gonna like one of them. Okay. And I think it might be this one. I'm the Falcons. The Falcons. I think it's 3 or 3.5 at home.
It's 3.5. Okay. That's my last play.
Okay. Yeah. Look.
The Chiefs don't cover.
Correct. No.
1.1. Point 2. The way Atlanta's built is actually bad for Kansas City. They are the way that they're constructed is actually a type of team that traditionally gives Kansas City problems. Like, honestly, like a Cincinnati, like a Baltimore, they're built similar to those foundations. And look at those games. I mean, they're not blowing those type of teams out. Now, look, we got to see it, but I just think Falcons getting 3.5 at home.
Yeah, sign me up.
This is another dog I'm taking. I'm putting a sweetheart pleaser together.
We could
Cardinals, Eagles, and Falcons all to win outright. Moneyline parlay with those 3 dogs are all going to win the game.
I'm in for it. I'm in 100%.
I'll put that out on our Twitter page too, and what that pleaser.
Yeah, that's a great one. I like that. Yeah, I mean, the Falcons. People react and overreact and to so much from week 1. Like Cousins needed that week 1 game clearly. I mean, you're never as bad as you really look, like what we've talked about before. Like he needed that game, and yeah, they were bad. But look. Pittsburgh now, I mean, sure, offensively they have challenges, but they're still 2-0. And then they go on the road Monday night and go win that game. That's a big win for Atlanta.
I mean, let's talk about a confident boost on that. That last minute drive by it was surgical.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I mean, that's just a if there was any. I mean, if he was lacking any confidence with coming off an injury in a new city with your team that you just got a contract from that just took a quarterback 8th overall. I mean, there's a little bit of I still am kind of the guy. So
yeah, I just think the Chiefs, man, like they do it. Yeah,
you just lost Pacheco for 12 weeks, min.
Yeah, that's a huge loss. But I get it. They do it every year. They win all these close games. They have a guy named Mahomes who's pretty good at football, but I don't know. I think they're walking into it here. It's prime time. Falcons, I think it's just a bad matchup. And really, dude, Kansas City, you can make the case they should be 0-2.
Well, dude, but again here, am I going to be shocked if Kansas City wins by 1, 2, even 3? We still cover. I just don't think Kansas City's going to come in here and blow them out. I just don't.
Yeah, I agree.
No, right. There's another circle play.
we agree so much.
That's good or bad. We'll find out.
Yeah. Well, okay, so my next one is the Bengals -7.5.
That's shocking.
Against the Commanders. Yeah, I think last week, if most people do have the Chiefs power rated number 1 in the NFL, let's just say they are, even though I think they've been very fortunate. They were very fortunate last week. The Bengals, I feel like you could just see how pissed they were the way that ended last week. Burrow walking in there to shake hands with Mahomes. They know now, like, this is kind of the rally the troops game here and a big effort. I mean, they're 0-2.
It's back to your 0-2 play here again.
Yeah, if they're 0-2, man, they need this. Obviously, they need it. And sure, just because you need it doesn't mean you'll get it. I 100% get it. And
Well, I mean, it's now or never. Washington's defense is putrid. So
correct.
If the Bengals are ever going to get that offense back on track, it is now, or it's probably not going to happen. You got to really do some soul searching.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is, to me, we'll learn because so with what the Bengals did week one against the Patriots, if they struggle against the Commanders here, like this team's toast. They ain't making the playoffs. If you struggle to move it against the Commanders, good luck. Because you still got to play that whole division.
You got to play the whole North yet.
Yeah.
Those other three defenses are not. Yeah. You got to play 6 games in the North still.
Correct. Right. Yeah. You struggle against this team. I mean, good luck.
Yeah.
So and look, Daniels is great. I've loved him from day one.
We like him.
But he doesn't trust the arm yet, and that running's going to catch up to him.
The line's bad. The running is going to catch up to him. I still am going to smash my 550 yards in the season as long as he stays healthy, though. I might have that by October 10th.
It's yeah. Yep. So, all right, that's what I got. I thought about adding one more, and it was another 0-2, and
you got 5 plays there then.
Yeah, it was.
All right.
I'll ask you about it though. And the only reason I didn't do it is because this guy drives me nuts.
Who?
It's Lawrence.
I don't know, man. I
want to back him so bad this week.
Oh, I do too, but man, who do they got? They're
at Monday night at the Bills.
Well, that's right. There's 2 Monday night games.
Yeah, 2 Monday nights.
Nope. And the reason I'm backing off that, and it is 5.5 points, which is kind of a sexy play there, is I think the Bills might be like sneaky, like.
Yeah.
Like I had them going 10-7 and 9 with the Jets in the division. They might be like a 14-3, 13-4, and at the 1 seed.
See, and I kind of leaning that way with you, and that's why I'm kind of backing off.
Like they didn't have to try to do anything against Miami. I get it, but like Josh Allen, they didn't show. If there was like not showing the playbook, they didn't do any of that.
Right.
They just beat down Miami.
Yeah,
so
but I mean, Jacksonville has to throw the kitchen sink at this game.
I'm glad you backed off this though, because I wouldn't be shocked if the Jags cover, but I also think this might be the Jags get their stuff blown out. Doug Peterson maybe doesn't make the season, and the Bills roll by like 2-3 touchdowns, and they're really, really good. And the Jags are starting over.
And Mac Jones is the starting quarterback.
Well, that's not going to happen. There's one thing that will not happen in that scenario, and that is it. Barring injury.
That's funny.
You know what? I like the Bengals for circa too. And if you're good with the Colts at -1, I think we have our 5 already.
So we got Eagles, Cardinals.
We have Eagles, Cardinals at +3, Falcons at +3.5, and then the Bengals -7.5. And then I like the Colts versus the Bears.
You like okay? So yeah, then it boils down. Do you like the Bengals play better or the Titans play better?
I like
the Bengals.
The Bengals are in for me. It's do we like the Colts or something else?
Okay, no, then the Colts. Then yeah, then that's
the Colts are of the power plays there. They're number 5 for me on that.
All right.
The Bengals are in. Actually, I like the Bengals thought process there.
Okay. All right.
Drew Shipley. No Raiders at home versus Carolina. Going to if Bryce Young was still the quarterback, yeah, they hammered it, but Dalton can actually, I don't know.
Look. I'm actually really good at betting on the Raiders team, but the Raiders are your classic team. Like I had them last week. It was when they're like that 6-point dog range, 5 and 6, 5 and above, you almost automatically
need to play the Raiders as a dog all year long.
You just back them. But in a favorite role,
the Raiders over a field goal favorites ever, never.
No, you just don't touch them in this role. And I'm not saying they can't do it because like. 2 though, like the Raiders, like they're weird because I don't even like. I wasn't really high on them, but it's like, well, that loss to the Chargers doesn't look so bad now. So but that win looks really good.
See, I got to wait and see in the Chargers.
It's weird,
and Herbert might not be playing this week either. I saw.
Yeah, right. So I don't know.
I'm still not sure what I don't know. I'm waiting to see on the Chargers yet too. There's a couple teams that really we're gonna find out here probably a lot this week.
Yeah. I mean, and we're gonna have a few more upsets again. It's just the NFL.
Well, hopefully we got 3 of them on our circuit.
Right. I'm glad. I feel really good now.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about our one college plays here too.
Okay.
I like Iowa State under 52.5 points. I think Campbell has kind of showed throughout his history. He did it in week 1 too. You get up, he's super comfortable winning these games by 2-3 touchdowns, not giving up barely. I mean, this could be, 41-10. You still hit the under.
Yeah. Right.
No, 52.5 is just way too much for me on that. 35-10, whatever it is. I just this could seriously be a 24-3 where they get up and just sit on it and don't do anything, play ball control and end the game and try to get everybody out there not getting hurt.
Yeah.
So I don't see this being they go out and blow their doors off by 50 points and score 50. I just don't think that's what they're trying to do. This isn't Iowa trying to prove a point where they need to go score points in these games. Campbell doesn't care.
No, right.
And he's historically treated his non-conference a little too much that way in the past, to where it's caught him, if anything.
Right.
So I actually really love the Iowa
Okay.
State.
I'll join you on that. I'm going to take BYU +7, the late night, folks. Sorry if you stay up and watch it.
No, that's to get your money back game.
Yeah, it is the latest game on the board tomorrow night. So BYU's at home +7 against Kansas State. I think Kansas State's good. I like this team. I think this is super inflated from last Friday. Them blowing out Arizona in a big, showdown game. Look, this is a weird travel spot, and this is what I'm going to look to play in these Big 12s, these new alignments.
It's going to be weird.
Some of these teams just aren't used to traveling to these places. And you go to Elevation, and then I don't know K-State's schedule, but then I'm going to look to see where they're at next week again. It's hard in these spots. It
must be for everybody except Abu Sama, because he went down there last year and just put the dude's still running.
Yeah, he's a freak. But I don't know. I just think this BYU team's a little underrated. They were a 12 or 13 point dog against SMU at SMU, won outright. That was impressive. I just think they're undervalued. I was hoping for a little more, but I like him here. I think they're live. Pull a little late night upset.
Okay. How do you feel about a late night too for the next day? Getting BYU in a 7-point teaser with the Bengals, getting the Bengals at 0.5 and BYU at +14 to lead into your weekend.
Yeah, there you go. You could do that for sure. I mean, I would tease the Bengals with every team imaginable.
So you think there's just no chance they're losing this football game?
I don't know how, unless Burrow gets hurt.
They still have
defense is so bad. That defense is so bad.
Yeah, Washington's defense is, and I said they're going to be better this year. I still think they're going to figure it out offensively. They just do not have the Joes on the other side of the ball. They're going to get, Dak is going to get his season numbers playing them twice this year.
If the Bengals aren't motivated this week, you're 0-2. If you're not motivated this week on Monday Night Football, you have issues. There is a massive amount of issues going on.
Sure.
I just don't. I don't know. I've been wrong before, but man,
week 1.
Yeah. But this feels like, and if they do it to me again, piss on them. I'll be done with this team. I'll be done for 0-2.
If you were smart enough to not take Cincinnati in your week 1 survivor and you're still alive, here's your spot. That's what Smooth's telling you. Take Cincinnati in your survivor.
Yeah. If you have them alive, I would absolutely 1,000%.
Well, if you're alive in your survivors, that means you do have them alive because you didn't take their.
Yeah, that's true.
So here's your play.
Right. That's fact.
All right. Well, we both got 5 plays each. We'll run through them here quick, and I'll actually run through our circuit plays because we've never done this before.
No, it's first time ever.
Came a little too easy this week.
Yeah.
My 5 plays were the Colts -1, Eagles +3, Cardinals +3, the Ravens -1, and the Falcons +3 in the hook. And then I also had, for my college play, Iowa State under 52.5. Smool also had 5 plays with the Cardinals +3, the Giants +6.5, the Titans -2, the Falcons +3 in the hook, and the Bengals -7.5. And he likes BYU +7 for his college play. And our circa play is our circa 5 is the Cardinals +3, Colts -1, Eagles +3, Falcons +3.5, and the Bengals -7.5. That's definitely a first for us putting our circa plays out on the podcast. That's never happened before in the 2 years we've been doing that.
Nope. So. Easy week. Hopefully that means winning week.
Well, hopefully it goes that way, not the other one. But that was an easy agreement there.
Yep.
Well, that's it, man. I like it. Got you a
Yeah.
quick little late night pod here. Huge shout out to Chris Shipley for stepping in again to
Yes.
produce
Thank
for
you,
us.
Chris. Appreciate it.
Really do appreciate it. But yeah, this is our week to get right. It's just so nice having football back too.
Oh man, I love it.
It's so nice to have football.
Yeah.
Back. But all right, man. Got anything else?
Nope.
All right. I'm Ted Heesmull. As always, cash that ticket.